As mentioned earlier on, we had the World Ability Beach Games in Turkey between the 18th and the 27th of October, and Kenya was ably represented in the World Ability Games. 33 countries took part. Kenya emerged as number 4 out of the 33 nations. Of course, at the top, it was, a very, very good performance by Egypt. Turkey hosts Turkey. France, Kenya came in the 4th position, followed by Great Britain. But just to mention some of the big names that took part in the beach games: United States of America, Thailand, Poland, Hong Kong, Ukraine, GB, Poland, Egypt, hosts Turkey, France, very, very big names. But guess what? Kenya finished in the 4th position, having only sent in 2 disciplines, and one discipline they scooped all the gold medals. We are privileged and honored to be joined in studio by the team that made it back into the country, early last week. And as we do that, it's only fair that we also just sit back and, just take 1 minute silent in memory of and in honor of one of the team members who made it to Turkey, one of the gold medalists who came back into the country and unfortunately passed on arrival. May his soul rest in peace, Japheth Kakai. 1 minute silent in honor of the late Japheth Kakai. Thank you very much. 1 minute silent in honor of the late Japheth Kakai, a gold medalist who brought gold for Kenya in the just concluded World Ability Beach Games in Turkey. He was a member of this team, and it must have been very, very painful for the team as they arrived back and the news that came in. Message of condolence from, KBC Channel 1 Sports desk, and of course the Game On family. Condolences to the family. Well, we are privileged and honored to be joined by the team that did duty for Kenya in the World Ability Beach Games. With us in studio, we have 2 sets. We'll talk about the first set of guests, and we are honored to be joined by John Mwiruri Mburu to my farthest left, who is the coach, badminton coach, who led the team and brought in 11 gold medals, scooped all the gold medals that were on offer from a badminton point. Coach Mwiruri, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Next to Coach Mwiruri, we have Mary Nduko, badminton player, 2 gold, medals won, and she has all the gold medals that she won in the just concluded World Ability Beach Games with us in studio this afternoon. Mary, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Nice seeing you again.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Karibu Kenya.
Asante.
We'll go to my right, and we have with us the man who, when things don't go wrong, will always knock his door to find out what's going on. The man in charge of all that is happening around, the ability sports in the country. He is the Secretary General, Ability Sports Kenya, who also accompanied the team and ensured that everything ran smoothly, from logistics, to the team traveling, kitting, everything, and also made sure that he was there in person to ensure that the team was comfortable. The Secretary General, Ability Sports Kenya, Mr. Edwin Murwa, with us in studio. Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon.
Murwa.
Good afternoon. Thank
Karibu
you.
sana to the country as well.
Thank you so much.
How have you been?
Very good.
First and foremost, our condolence to the, Ability Sports Kenya for the loss of our very own gold medalist, Kakai. Very, very sad indeed. What can you say about Kakai's loss, and of course him as a very, very pivotal member of this team?
Firstly, it was a very great loss. We just arrived and then he passed on. May soul rest in peace. We are already devastated as an organization, and also as also on the players' side. We lost a very dedicated, very talented, very humble, very social person, and his loss, that space will be very hard to fill on all spheres. So I think as we continue, we still will take heart, and on the para badminton side, on the organization side, and as you have heard, he was a gold medalist. So filling a gap of a gold medalist is a very big gap. Those are very big shoes. We'll continue, but that's a very big gap to fill.
Very big gap and a big loss. Mary, you were in the same team. You played together with Kakai. How was it like for you getting this devastating news?
Okay, he was a promising player. First, as we went there, he was aiming, we must finish it. And we came here with a reason and a purpose. And the dream is to podium finish. And we did it. But all of a sudden, at our arrival, he passed. May his soul rest in peace.
Thank you very much. May his soul rest in peace. Coach, your attribute or your message of condolence to the family. I know it must have been painful for you as well, having worked with him directly in terms of delivering the gold medal.
Yeah, it's touching, because as for the time I knew Kaikai was a dedicated player, a team player also. He used to push to the limit, and I recall the last moment when we were celebrating the win, because he really carried our team to get that gold. So for the family, they have peace in their heart. God has the reason for everything, and all shall be well.
All shall be well, and may his soul rest in peace. You know, credit, and we dedicate this to him. And you know, as a country, we feel deeply honored by what he did in terms of contributing to the sport, and of course giving Kenya a name and putting Kenya in the map. He was part of the team that helped Kenya finish in the 4th position in the just concluded World Ability Beach Games in Turkey. Kenya finished 4th behind Egypt, Turkey, France, and of course Kenya, followed by Great Britain. Edwin, Mr. Murua, as the Secretary General of World Ability Sports Kenya, were you satisfied with the results of how the team performed, both we are talking about both para badminton and of course para powerlifting?
From an organization point of view, we took 2 teams, the para badminton and the powerlifting team. Actually, there were like 9 sports being played. And actually coming 2 out of 2, the powerlifting team will be here shortly. So we got also gold in powerlifting. We managed to scoop gold medals. And the para badminton team, as you have seen, they have scooped all the gold on offer, on the table actually. So for us as an organization, it was a very satisfying outing. We look forward to the future. Just the bump with Mr. Japhet Kaikai, who passed on. But as the coach has said, all will be well, and we are planning on the future, which is November.
Let's find out from, Mary, as a badminton player, went out there, won 2 gold medals for Kenya. Mary, how was it like for you? By the time you're leaving the country, was it in your mind that you'd come back being on top of the podium?
Okay, what I could say, before we went to Turkey, 1 week back I was at Nigeria, and where we were medalists in Nigeria. So we came with that mentality. We won in Nigeria, so in the Turkey we must win also. Yes.
So you had a winning mentality from the word go?
Yes.
Coach John, if the players already have a winning mentality, that must have been a bit easy for you in terms of just now getting the basics, because already the winning mentality is there. They know how to push themselves in terms of going to the top. What additional, ingredient did you add in to just tell them, go out there and get the results? And more so, having lost the first game, how was it like getting them mentally and physically ready to face the challenges? Because challenges were many, right from the beach conditions, their mental status to get ready for the next. How was it like?
Yeah, as Mary has talked about the event we were in Nigeria, a team which was in Nigeria already had set the gold. So while I was taking this team to Turkey, I really talked to them. I had my session with them every evening. And I urged them, what you have been training, they need to put it now in the ground. Apart from now, the challenge of the wind and the humid in Turkey, which we happened that we lost the first game, which we started with, which was so bad to us. We went down emotionally, but I had to psych up my team. In fact, I was the one who was all over, going around, talking to them, cheering them, even if we lost that game. And I was really happy with my team because they listened to me carefully. And coming back to the other games, they really came up very well, beating those teams even under 5.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Mulienda mkiendanga.
Yeah, kabisa.
Mary.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that game you lost it on just a small technicality. You thought at 59 you'd go to 61.
Yeah, you
Deuce.
got to this point, difference of 2. Unfortunately, we had not been oriented on the rules of that game that day.
So you thought it was a 2-point
2-point
gap.
difference, yeah.
But it was now the first team to get to 60.
Yeah, to get to 60.
Otherwise, mungejua
Singechukua hiyo lakini ni sawa.
kuteleza sio kuanguka. You picked yourself.
We picked ourselves, and then we came up and scored those goals.
Oh, excellent. SG, you know, as we look at this, Secretary General, the team preparations going very, very smooth. Looking at the team, the technical bench, even the para-power lifting team, very, very happy. How was it like getting logistics to ensure that the team honored the inaugural World Ability Beach Games in Turkey?
Thank you for that question. Firstly, we have a very, very experienced office, which is led by the President, Madam Agnes Olwoch. The logistics were done on time. We also like to thank the government of Kenya. And also, before I forget, also I'd like to thank YMCA Shauri Moyo, who gave us the outdoor facility. And also there's Lotus Club in Parklands, who we also did the speed work at the indoor facility, the badminton facility. Actually, the last question you asked the technical team, what we talked about as an organization, having set the bar so high, is about complacency and having the target on our backs. So getting a gold, of course, being number 1 is not a problem, but staying number 1 is the big problem. So they say. So, yes. So I think for us as an organization, as management, we did our part. And thankfully, we thank God, the players delivered, and both for powerlifting and para badminton. Yes.
We thank God because very good performance indeed that the team put in a very good show. When we look at you know some of the nations that took part, Mary, very big names, powerhouses in world sports. We are talking about the USA, Thailand, Poland, Italy, Hong Kong, Ukraine, Great Britain, not forgetting other big nations in the world. Were you cowed? Or were you afraid when you saw the big names? You're like, okay, guys, reality is here. Hapa kimeumana.
Okay, I could say like tulikuwa na kinda, okay, not me, but kuna wengine walikuwa na ile uoga for the first people to go there. But I nduko nimewazoea. Hao ni watu tunapatananga the indoor games. Yo badminton wengine tunapigana, tunangangana. But like kuona like the US players vile wanacheza kwa hiyo changarawe, especially for the amputee, what's like challenging. Huyo mtu ako facilitated with good prosthetic movement, iko sawa. So mtu kama Nduko ama amputee mwingine hapa wetu kona ile uoga of which tulingangana
na mkadiliva.
Yes.
Chakula ilikuwaje? Ugali?
No ugali.
Mikate?
Only mikate, michele.
Macaroni, spaghetti?
Yeah.
Kwa wingi?
Yes.
Sawa. Coach,
Yeah.
the games came in back to back.
Yeah.
You had very little time to recover and get ready for the rest. How are you preparing the team? Because we are seeing the recovery times were very, very, short. which means you play at this particular time, within a very short time you're needed back. How are you managing that? You know, rotating the teams, or how are you preparing?
First, I would like to appreciate for our management. They had organized good refreshment for us. So after every game, my player, my team, or they could come out of the court and at least have some refreshment. Then we could have a brief meeting, then we talk on how we'll tackle the next game. So I'll say we were good, and we did it.
In terms of, you know, getting all this SG, you mentioned, you know, some of the partners who came in, and we really must appreciate them for working with you all the way. We now have a big task, which is in terms of getting ready for the November World Ability Sports in Thailand, which happens after every 4 years. The first time Kenya is sending athletics, parachuting, and parafencing. How prepared are we, or what are you as an organization doing in terms of getting these 3 sporting disciplines ready for November?
Thank you.
And November is here.
November is here. So actually, as I said before, we have a very experienced management team led by Madam Agnes, the president. So basically, we are collaborating with the let me say, the able-bodied federations. Actually, we are collaborating with the Kenya Fencing Federation, and also athletics. We are a powerhouse, so that one is sorted. And the other shooting. So shooting, we are collaborating with the shooting. We are the shooting range, so that one is already sorted. So basically, what happens is that in terms of equipment, that's where maybe there is a road bump, because the equipment are very expensive. Some, like for fencing, we have to get them from the to be given. So after training, they are not yours. So for now, we have given the budget to the government. Hopefully, maybe when we come from these games, each will have our own equipment. Shooting, already we have, the team has been going for some international assignments, so there we are sorted. But basically for the fencing part is where we have a bit of a gap, but we shall manage.
Well, wishing you all the best, because time seems not to be on our side in terms of getting that ready for the same. Mary, you took part in different games. There were mixed triples, there were doubles. How was it like? And the beauty is you also have an ability which I'll engage the coach to talk about the substitutions, how they throw in the subs and the rest. But for you, which were the most that you enjoyed from this?
Okay, to me I could say for the relay is the one which I enjoyed most, because you have to catch up with the point. You have to give your opponent like a big gap, because for the one who reaches 60 first is the winner. So you have to give that gap. That's what I enjoyed. That's
what you enjoyed most?
Yeah.
Of all these matches that you played, is there one that you can say was very difficult? Maybe you won, but you said, pale, tulitolewa kijasho.
Okay, I could say for the first match which we lost, it was kind of difficult, because the team we played against, Turkey, all that members on the team were Turkey national team, of which we had the world number 5 there, world number 5, world 10, and world 18 somewhere there. All those people are in the national team. They are ranked. They know what they are doing. For us, like in my team, we had people who are beginners, like they are the first time to go. So like catching up, it's really struggle. You have to struggle to cover up, to catch up, playing against the experience. I could say so.
Lakini mulisema ranking sisi hapana tambua.
Hapana tambua.
That's a good one, coach. Yeah. I know we are not sending the para badminton, to Thailand for the to Thailand for the world ability, sports. Yeah. But as a coach, what would you encourage the likes of Mary? Because there are those who would think that we've qualified, we are there, we have the ticket going, to board the plane. Is it a guarantee from a coaching point of view?
Me as a coach, it's never a guarantee. Nikitoka na timu kwenye nimetoka, kama tumeshinda dhahabu zote, tukifika nyumbani tunavunja hiyo timu sasa. We start afresh because there might be some other players who might catch up with them. Juu hao watasema wamelegea, hata train, but the other people who are training. So we must have a trial.
Wow.
And we have an event in January in Egypt. So we must do a trial by December.
To get to know who wants the train.
Yeah. So kama mtu alishinda Taki na kuja alale, mimi nitamwacha tu.
Atabaki. Hata panda
Just
hiyo
go with the
ndege.
best. I have to take the best.
Hata panda hiyo ndege. How was the flight back to Nairobi?
Oh, problem.
Turbulence.
Turbulence was too much.
Which of course happens due to, you know, the climatic conditions. When it's rainy like this, it can be very, very, you know, very tough indeed. SG, as we finalize this, you know, segment of the interview today, you have the final word in this. From a Secretary General point of view, you know, what are the opportunities that you see? Are you looking at maybe partnering with other stakeholders like Kenya Secondary Schools, you know, to start bringing up this sport so that, based on what we've seen, Kenya can send and be part of all the sporting disciplines that were there, that the other 33 countries were taking part in?
Firstly, as you said, I'm concluding. That one is already on our master plan, like the coach said about complacency. Actually, the teams the people went, some are in, are juniors in schools. We are partnering with Joytown and the other special schools. The next team who will come here, you'll see we have young people. Mary Nduko is one of our very youngest players, and as you have seen, we are nurturing that talent. Our team is composed of very young and very experienced players. And going forward as an organization, I think we are a multi-sports organization. So in Turkey, we took 2 teams. Actually, our bone of contention as an organization is that there were 8 sports taking part, and we took 2. So it's upon us to also take part in the other sports. That's why we were number 4. So we have like parasailing, also have the beach volleyball, we have laser run, we have all those other sports, and also surfing. So if we could also get these other sports on board,
you can be on top of the
we
world.
can be on top of the charts, top of the medal table, and you have seen the results.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, wishing you all the best, and hoping that you and the rest of the team led by Madam Agnes, you know, as well, you can regroup and get Kenya to take part in all these other sporting disciplines. The talent is already there.
Talent is here.
And it's good to also note that you're bringing young upcoming as well, because the likes of Sonia are, you know, still in school and already gold, you know, in the podium.
Yes.
Very good performance. Thank you very much, Edwin Murua, Secretary General Ability Sports. Mary Nduku, congratulations. Waonyeshe tu wajue medals ziko, exactly. You know, 2 gold medals. Then, of course, John Amburu, coach badminton, who brought in the 11 gold medals.